One morning, your pants feel tighter. You haven't changed what you eat, you're walking more, even skipping dessert. But the scale won't move. And worse, your energy crashes after every meal. It's not just aging, it's how your body is reacting to food. This is how fat burning quietly slows down for millions of seniors after 60. But today's episode will help you reverse that, because you're about to hear 7 secrets every senior should know to burn fat faster. Welcome back, everyone, to the Senior Health Podcast, where East meets West to help you stay strong, independent, and energized through every stage of life. Now let me give you one reason to stay with me this episode. A major review in the Journal of Clinical Geriatrics confirmed that after 60, weight gain often begins with one simple problem. Most seniors just don't realize what they're eating. Tracking calories is still the foundation of fat loss, but here's what doctors don't tell you. Researchers also found that in seniors, even small things, like meal timing, nutrient pairing, or under-eating protein, can flip the switch from burning fat to storing it. That means if you think you're doing everything right, your weight won't move, and this episode is going to change that. And to help us understand what habits are slowing us down and how to gently reset the body to burn fat like it used to, is Japan's oldest practicing physician sitting across from me. Over 100 years old and still treating patients. I'm honored to welcome him back.
This episode is so important, John. Most seniors still believe weight gain is just part of aging, but it's not. What we eat and how we eat sends signals to the body. And after 60, the wrong signals can quietly slow metabolism, trigger fat storage, and drain energy without warning.
That's why this topic matters. Many seniors are trying. They walk, eat healthy, watch portions, but the scale doesn't move. Their muscles shrink. Their appetite disappears.
Yes, and this is not age. It's miscommunication. I've seen it in thousands of patients. Their bodies aren't broken. They're missing the right signals to burn fat. Things like protein, timing, even stress can quietly flip that switch without anyone noticing. So today I'll share 7 subtle mistakes that quietly slow fat burning and what to do instead. They're simple shifts backed by Japanese and American science. And I hope every listener stays to the end, because there is a big surprise for everyone in the end.
I'm so glad you said that. One of my senior patients, Charlie, came to me frustrated. He was doing everything right. He ate modestly, walked every morning, skipped dessert. But the weight wouldn't budge. He even joked that he was surviving on air. But when we took a closer look, the issue wasn't his effort, it was visibility. He simply had no idea how much he was actually eating.
I've seen this more times than I can count. After 60, appetite changes, digestion slows, and small miscalculations add up. And without clear feedback, the body quietly shifts into fat storage, even when you're trying your best.
Exactly, feedback. Once Charlie started tracking, everything changed. But let's be honest, tracking is tedious. It's why most seniors quit. That's why Charlie didn't use spreadsheets or strict rules. He just used his phone. He had a tool that made it simple to stay consistent. I started using it myself too, and I now recommend it to every senior who wants to lose fat without confusion or overwhelm.
Let me guess, call AI.
Exactly. And I'll be honest, Call AI makes food tracking so easy for seniors. You just snap a photo of your meal and in seconds, the app tells you the calories, protein, and macros, without having to type anything.
That's powerful, because after 60, it's not just what we eat, it's how we track it.
And it's very accurate, but I always double-check the ingredients after it scans. If it misses something, I just add it manually and it updates within seconds. And if you want more control, The app has a full food database, thousands of items, everything from miso soup to protein shakes, which you can just add, adjust, and save to your loggings.
And you said there was a barcode scanner too.
Yes, I don't have to type anything in. I just scan the label. Late-night snacks, even packaged foods. It logs everything in seconds.
When you finally see what you're eating in real numbers, you start making better choices without even trying.
And right now, you can try Call AI free for 3 days. Just use the code podcast when you download. It's a simple way to support the show, and a smarter way to support yourself.
John, I will download it straight after this episode, and I think many listeners will do too.
All right, doctor. Now that we're tracking our calories, let's get into the 7 secrets every senior should know when it comes to burning fat. What's the first mistake most of us are making?
Most seniors assume fat loss begins with what's on the plate, but it often starts before the first bite. One of the most overlooked mistakes is how they breathe before meals. Shallow, rapid breathing from stress or distraction pulls the body out of rest and digest mode, suppressing the enzymes needed to break down fat and absorb nutrients. In both Japanese and American studies, seniors who practiced deep breathing before meals had stronger digestion and more stable energy after eating.
That's fascinating. So something as simple and automatic as breathing could be sabotaging fat burning.
Yes, especially in seniors, where the nervous system becomes more reactive to small stressors. Even mild tension, like eating while standing or watching the news, tells the body to prioritize defense, not digestion. Deep breathing activates the vagus nerve, which literally tells the gut it's safe to process food.
So if someone feels bloated or sluggish after eating, the problem might not be the food itself.
Exactly. It might be how the body received the food. Without proper preparation, blood flow is pulled away from the gut, and digestion slows. That means fewer nutrients absorbed and more calories stored as fat, even with a clean diet.
That redefines the idea of a healthy meal. It's not just about content, it's about context.
That's why I always advise, take a pause before you eat. Sit, breathe deeply for 60 seconds, and let your body know it's time to digest. It's a habit so small it feels silly, until you see what it does to your energy and weight.
That's a powerful start. So let's keep going because we have so many other important secrets to go. Now, what's the next sneaky habit that blocks fat burning, even when seniors are eating right?
The second habit is eating too little protein, especially early in the day. Protein isn't just for muscle, it directly supports metabolism, blood sugar, and fat oxidation. In fact, one Osaka study found that seniors who increased their protein at breakfast burned 13% more fat over 8 weeks, without changing anything else.
That's surprising. Most seniors I know worry more about eating too much, not too little.
Exactly. And that fear often leads to skipping meals or avoiding foods that are actually helpful. But protein is metabolically expensive, meaning the body burns more calories digesting it. Plus, it helps preserve lean muscle, which is the engine of fat burning after 60.
So when seniors cut back on protein, they're slowing down their own engines.
Yes, and making it harder to stay full. Without enough protein, hunger hormones spike, leading to cravings later in the day. It becomes a cycle. Low protein, low energy, late night eating, and then fat storage.
That explains why just eating less doesn't work long term.
Right. The goal isn't just fewer calories, it's the right calories in the right balance. I tell patients, your first meal should be rich in protein, or your metabolism will play catch-up all day. Even 20 grams in the morning can make a major difference.
That puts the focus back on quality over quantity. Everyone stay with us. Let's pace up. Doctor, what's the next habit that might be holding seniors back from burning fat efficiently?
The third mistake is snacking too often, even on healthy foods. Each time you eat, your body releases insulin, which tells your system to store, not burn. When you snack frequently, even on fruit or nuts, you interrupt fat burning and stay in storage mode.
So it's not just what you eat, but how often.
Exactly. After 60, insulin sensitivity drops, so the body doesn't switch off the storage signal as quickly. That's why grazing throughout the day can lead to weight gain, even if the portions are small. Spacing meals gives your body time to use what it already has.
That's a subtle trap, because many seniors are told to eat small meals often to stabilize energy. And when fatigue hits, reaching for a quick bite feels instinctive.
It does, but often that fatigue is a sign of a blood sugar crash caused by the last snack. You feel tired, so you eat. Then you spike and crash again. It trains the body to expect constant input and never access stored fat.
So the goal is to retrain the body to burn what's already there, not to feed it every few hours.
Precisely. That's why meal timing is so important. In my clinic, we started recommending longer windows between meals, sometimes just 4 to 5 hours, and many patients lost weight without changing their diet. It's not fasting in the extreme sense. It's just giving the metabolism time to catch up.
That actually makes the process feel more sustainable. You're not being told to eat less, just less often.
And the results speak for themselves. Patients report better energy, fewer cravings, and more consistent weight loss. One patient told me, "For the first time, I'm not thinking about food all day." That's the metabolic shift, from relying on sugar to using fat as fuel.
That's incredibly encouraging, because it means small tweaks, like spacing meals, can lead to lasting change. Now everyone stay with me. We are already over halfway. What's secret number 4 that every senior needs to know?
The fourth secret is underestimating the role of sleep in fat loss. Sleep isn't just recovery, it's when your hormones reset. If you're sleeping poorly, your cortisol stays high and your insulin stays active, which blocks fat burning.
That's the part no one talks about. We think fat loss happens during the day, but it's also happening overnight.
Exactly. Deep sleep activates growth hormone, which helps preserve muscle and burn fat. Even just one bad night can increase hunger hormones by up to 24% the next day. That's why seniors often feel hungrier, more tired, and more emotional after poor sleep.
So missing sleep doesn't just slow your metabolism, it changes the way you eat the next day. And seniors already have more fragmented sleep patterns to begin with.
Correct. And that makes it even more important to protect the quality of sleep you do get. Small changes can help. Keeping a consistent bedtime, avoiding large meals late at night, or using natural light in the morning. In Japan, we often recommend a warm bath or magnesium drink in the evening. These routines calm the nervous system and help reset the circadian rhythm.
That seems especially relevant now, with so many people overstimulated by screens and evening stress. Good sleep hygiene isn't just a wellness trend, it's a metabolic tool.
And it costs nothing. The best fat-burning protocols start with simple behaviors. Eat enough protein, space your meals, and sleep deeply. That's the core. Supplements and workouts help, but without these basics, they can't do much.
It really puts the power back in our hands. We think we need a new diet or a fancy routine, but in reality, Metabolism listens to rhythm and recovery. Now I see some people are almost falling asleep here in the studio. Doctor, let's quickly dive into secret number 5.
For many seniors, the fifth secret is eating too late in the day. When you have your largest meal or snacking close to bedtime, your body is gearing down for rest, not fat burning. Studies show that late meals reduce fat oxidation and alter gene expression in fat tissue, even when calories remain the same.
That's interesting. So it's not just what we eat, but when we eat it?
Exactly. The research found that eating just 4 hours later can shift the body toward fat storage and reduce calorie burn. In other words, a dinner at 9 p.m. can have very different metabolic effects than one at 6 p.m., especially after 60.
Right.
John, in Japan we observed that seniors who shifted their meals earlier felt more awake in the evenings, slept better, and lost fat more steadily. Aligning meal times with the body's circadian rhythm, it's eating when you're active rather than when you're winding down, works.
So if someone thinks they're eating well but their day ends with an 8 p.m. dinner, it could be undermining their fat burning.
Yes, and that's why I tell patients, aim to finish your main meal at least 2 to 3 hours before bed. Smaller meals later should be light and protein-rich, not heavy carb dinners. And the goal isn't deprivation, it's strategic timing to match your metabolic state. For seniors who already have slower digestion and fewer calories to spend, this timing shift can make a big difference.
It reminds me how a car idling at night still uses gas even if you're not driving. Your body doesn't shut off fat burning just because you are. By eating late, you're basically telling your body to store more and burn less, even while you sleep.
Exactly. Now may I reveal secret number 6, John?
Go for it, doctor.
The 6th secret is staying sedentary for too many hours at a time. Many seniors believe that if they get in one daily walk or gym session, they've done enough. But what really matters for fat burning is movement spread throughout the day.
That sounds like a shift from how we normally think about exercise.
It is. One concentrated workout won't undo 12 hours of sitting. What the research shows is that regular, light movement, even just standing, stretching, or walking a few minutes every hour, keeps fat metabolism active. In Japan, many seniors garden or do chores throughout the day. It keeps their systems engaged and blood sugar stable.
That makes me think about the active lifestyle versus scheduled exercise. It's not about intensity, but frequency. And in some ways, those small, consistent movements might be easier to maintain than high-intensity routines.
Exactly. High effort isn't sustainable every day, especially with joint pain or fatigue. But walking after meals, standing during calls, or taking stairs, these add up. One study found that walking for just 2 minutes every 30 minutes significantly reduced blood sugar spikes in older adults. That's fat burning in action, right there.
So it's less about the gym, more about how you live.
Yes, metabolism responds to rhythm and consistency. The body doesn't like long periods of stillness. It assumes there's no need to mobilize energy, but give it small, steady reasons to move, and fat burning becomes a background process.
It reminds me of a patient who told me she didn't have time to work out, but started cleaning her house every afternoon and lost weight without changing her food. We often underestimate the metabolic power of the everyday.
And that's also a very liberating message for seniors. That consistent, simple movement still transforms the body.
Now, doctor, we've come to the final secret. And I've got to say, if someone's been listening this long, this last one might just flip everything they thought they knew about fat burning. What is it?
The final secret is not managing emotional stress, the silent driver behind so many stalled fat loss efforts. When the body is under chronic stress, it produces cortisol, and high cortisol makes the body cling to fat, especially around the belly. Even with perfect food and exercise, this single hormone can block progress entirely.
That's not something most people think about when they step on the scale.
No, because it's invisible, but stress changes eating behavior, sleep patterns, digestion. It impacts everything. And in seniors, who often face more isolation, illness, or loss, emotional stress becomes a constant background signal. We see this in Japan too. Seniors living alone tend to have higher cortisol levels and more weight gain, even with healthy habits.
So it's not just about willpower, it's chemistry. And that chemistry is being shaped by your emotional environment. That explains why some people gain weight during caregiving or grief. It's not just what they eat, but what they carry.
Exactly. And here's the twist. Most stress management advice feels overwhelming. Meditate, journal, change your mindset. But even 5 minutes of nature, gentle music, or a slow walk can lower cortisol. In Japan, we have a term called Shinrin-yoku, forest bathing, just being among trees. It calms the nervous system in a measurable way. And it's not about the forest, it's about presence, slowing down, allowing recovery.
It sounds like the body is always listening, not just to what we eat or how we move, but how safe we feel.
Yes, if the body feels constantly threatened, even subtly, it will protect rather than release. Fat is stored as a survival response. To change that, the body needs to believe it's safe to let go. And that belief doesn't start in the gym, it starts in the nervous system.
That really reframes fat loss as something deeper than calories or cardio. We started this episode thinking it would be about food tricks, and we've ended with a complete picture of how the aging body responds to rhythm, nourishment, stress, and safety. Now, do not click off. One final question, Doctor. If you had to leave listeners with just one message about metabolism after 60, what would it be?
After 60, metabolism doesn't fade. It listens more closely to how you live. And please, download Call AI. It's your first step to losing weight, and you can try it out completely free by using our promo code in the pinned comment.
Indeed. Now, if you finish this episode, please let us know in the comments. With that, give this video a thumbs up. We would love to see you in the next episode.